Hi there guys, another tech update here. Well, I'm saying another one, I've not done one for ages. Not really had any differences to my technical layout for a long time, but now I have done really. Basically, been a bit busy lately and you notice about a week I've not done any videos. So well, depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching it when it came out, that's the case. Yeah, so what's happened is basically my phone just got destroyed. Well, it just broke, I think it's been failing for a while now. The battery went ages ago. I replaced it. The screen's having ghosting issues for a while, and and it was going so slow. And I don't know if the battery just went again, but one day it just turned off and never turned back on again. It could have been a battery, but I thought, you know what? It's been telling me for ages. It's knackered. I'll just get a new one. So that's what I've done. I've got a new phone now. It's basically what I was doing before. I was buying the phones outright, and the plan was to sell them after a year or two, buy another phone, and just constantly keep within that bracket. But phones have been getting more and more expensive. It just made it a bit difficult, really. I didn't want to spend thousands of pounds on a phone or whatever. It's still expensive, the one I've got. But I'm pleased with it. But it can shoot in 4K, it can do all sorts of stuff now. It's great. But the problem is my video editing software can't cope with that. It's too old. 1080p is the maximum. So I can do 4K in theory, but not in practice. So there we go. That makes any sense. So it's a bit of a shame, but hopefully at some point I can update my video editing software and start doing 4K videos. 4K chocolate. Who'd have thought? But the problem is as well, I had to get a new tripod as well for my phone because my old one wasn't big enough to hold a new phone. Or it would without the case, but I wanted to keep it in the case and stuff like that. So I thought, you know what? I've got a really nice one. It's got a built-in spirit level and a lot more options. You can swirl it around and it's a lot more steady. It's a lot better actually. And it wasn't that expensive, about £15 or something. So really good. I'm pleased with that. But yeah, so everything's a bit different. I used to do it on the selfie cam, the front facing or the back facing cam, whichever one it was. The one where you could see yourself, as if you were taking a selfie. I used to film it like that. But the problem was, you wouldn't really focus in or be able to focus on anything close. When I showed a chocolate up close, let's just say this After 8 box for instance, when I showed this up close, you wouldn't be able to read this writing, wouldn't have focused in on it, wouldn't be able to cope with it. Whereas now I'm using the other side of the camera and it can. But the problem with that is I can't tell what I'm seeing, I can't see it anymore, which is the problem. So you have to hopefully, bear with it. Might take me a few times, a bit of time to get used to it all. But basically what I'm doing, I've got a mirror in place over there. So you might see me every now and again looking over there. And it's basically a mirror that shows me the screen so I can see whether I'm in the screen roughly or not. And obviously the tripod's in the way and things, but I can get a rough gist of it. So, I can tell this is on the edge now and that's off camera. There we go. And I can't see this side very well though. There you go, off camera. Yeah, so I can kind of tell. So, you have to bear with it a bit. I've had all sorts of calamities. Basically, I thought I'd solved the whole problem, and I forgot I'd tried this when I first started out. I put my phone in portrait mode, and I could see the plate and me at the same time. I thought I'd never have to move it around, never have to swap anymore. It's brilliant. Why did I not think of it before? Well, I thought of it before and discounted it because basically YouTube, etc., don't like videos in portrait mode. It's not the HD, 10, was it 1080 by whatever. Basically the 1080 is the width. And the other number is smaller, so it has to be in landscape to cope with that. If you have in portrait, it's something other by 1080, so whatever it is. So basically, you can't do it. And I've done some reviews with my new camera, ate all the chocolate, blah blah blah, and it's just all a waste of time. So there we go. Yeah, so a shame. But there we are. There we have it. So I've done them again now anyway. So just had to be just something I've got to bear in mind really. So I thought I'd had all the answers. I don't. But you might also notice everything's a bit brighter now as well, which I'm hoping so I can review things no matter what because I've got 2-point lighting now. I can't really show you at the moment. I think I took a photo. I might show you. They're not, anyway. They're basically big, massive lights. Quite expensive, but not that expensive. And it means now I'm doing this video now at night. It's gone 9 o'clock. It's dark outside now in the UK. It used to be light at this time. Towards the end of summer now. Basically, yeah, in the winter months I've been restricted to reviewing on the weekends when I'm not working before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, basically. And now I can do it anytime. It's got these big lights that are really bright. And actually I can use these anytime, even when it's daytime, because they nullify shadows and things. You still get some shadows, but make them not so bad. You could do clever things and make one lighter than the other to diffuse shadows and stuff. Basically, I'm just using them as big lights. So they're like those ones you get in film sets where they've got like a cover on them, or like an umbrella to diffuse the light or whatever. So it's like a white covering. So I'm really pleased with those. So it means I can review at any point now. I don't have to worry about the time of day, which is really nice. So you might see some issues. As I say, I'm trying to keep my head at the right height. Sometimes it's going off this camera, I think, but I'm trying to. It's harder for me now, so you have to bear with it a bit. But hopefully I'll be okay and not be going over the top. Yeah, so things have changed, but not too much. I hope I've still got my trusty microphone. Yeah, it's done well. I don't need to replace that. I don't think it does really well. Sometimes I forget to turn it on. Hopefully it's on at the moment. Yes. Sometimes I forget to turn it on, and then I'm in trouble because I have to use the phone's sound. And I think on this one as well, I'm further away from the camera, and it doesn't seem to pick up the sound quite as well either. So it'd be really quiet if I didn't have that. So fingers crossed I never forget to turn it on. So yeah, so that's a tech update really. Not too much difference, but I thought I'd let you know anyway. So you might see some slight changes and hopefully an improvement in video quality. There's still some problems basically with my videos. When I film them, I have to convert them afterwards in order for me to edit them, because the software just doesn't cope with them otherwise. But the main problem I have is basically the sound and from my camera, from my microphone, getting out of sync with the sound from the video. So I have to. I've always had to convert the videos I recorded, basically using various settings via a tool called Handbrake in order to make them in sync with the sound recording. Now, I don't really know why it's been out of sync. Just a bit of a pain really. And I thought, typically again, I thought that this would have been fixed with this new phone, because I can set exactly what I want with the new phone. I don't think I could remember one. It's all like what frames per second you want, what quality you want. And it's all to coincide with what settings are on my video editing software. But basically when I did this, it should all been fine. When I tried to drag and drop the video into the video editing software, it just said, this file, I don't know what it is, can't understand it. Brilliant. So basically I still have to convert the file, even though it's probably already okay. I'm using that Handbrake software to make it a format it understands and recognises, doesn't complain with. So I'm kind of where I am. I'm a bit worried that that's losing some of the quality, but I don't know. I'm not sure that it is really. I don't really know. But I have no choice. I've got to do it. So it doesn't matter. And I've been doing it all this other time. But yeah, I'd like to start doing 4K, but I can't for the video editing software. I need to have it updated or get some new software. Yeah, so that's a problem. Something for the future. But then I probably could do with a new laptop to do it all in as well. At some point, so it's all money. Everything costs money. I do this for free. I don't make any money from this. It's all just a passion project, I guess. There you go. So yeah, and I've got to get used to as well looking at the right camera. So it's this one here, because there's my thing here. I'm probably looking over there at some point, so I do apologise. The sensor of the camera's off that way, but the actual lens is there. So I need to try and remember to do that. So yeah, it's all learning. So I'll get there eventually. I've just got to get used to it really. So yeah, if you see me looking off to that side, it's the mirror. Off to that side, it's me forgetting I'm meant to be looking straight ahead. Oh dear, what can I say? But there you go. So it's explanations for things. So yeah, I think that's roughly it really. So I thought I'd just give you an update as to what's going on and what changes are being made, and hopefully the ones for the better. Let me know if you notice any problems. I mean, it's hard for me to know that I'm censored at the moment, because I used to be able to see easily straight ahead of me what's being filmed, and I could still do that, but as I say, I'd lose the detail where trying to zoom in on things, and as I say, this wouldn't be, you couldn't read that if I did this in the selfie front facing camera, because it doesn't focus, because it's meant to be made just for selfies. I read up about it. You probably could spend £5,000 and get one that does, but I'm not going to do that. There we go. Yeah, so there we are. So yes, so what was I saying? I lost my train. Yeah, so let me know. So yeah, so basically, normally I could easily see what the gap was here and the gap was here between myself, and make sure it was the same. But I can't see that really now. I've got the mirror, but there's the tripod's covering half the screen and stuff like that, because it's holding the camera in place. So I can only just roughly see what's going on, which is technically enough, but you might notice some problems. So let me know if there's anything obvious, ridiculous, or extremely out of place. If the camera's wonky, normally I'd have a spirit level and I could tell that it was straight. It's a bit hard with this one because there's no proper flat surface to do it with. It does have a spirit level on the tripod itself, but that's the bit below the camera. It doesn't have it stupidly on the actual attachment that goes above that and that clamps the camera. So if I had the spirit level on top of that bit, it would be literally perfect, brilliant. But people being idiots, whatever, when they design this thing, they put the spirit level on the bit below, which is great if you just had the camera bit that's screwed in. Your camera screws directly into it, which is possible, which is why they did it. But mine's got a bit that a bit that screws into that doesn't have a spirit level. And if it had one, it would. I don't know why it's not got one, because it's the same company. They've provided it with it, and then if it had a spirit level now, I could tell that it was straight. So it's frustrating that they didn't, but there we go. It only cost £15. But it's just when you've got it in one place and then for some reason didn't do it in the other, it does make you wonder. And I'm sure it can't be that expensive, a spirit level. There we go. Only a small one, of course, yeah. So there we are anyway. So you might see some problems like that. I'm trying to, as I say, looking in the mirror, it looks to be quite straight. Obviously, by sight, you can usually tell. I'd like to do it perfect with a spirit level, really. But as I say, I just don't think that's possible anymore. Not, like it used to be with my old setup. So some swings and roundabouts, some negative things, but hopefully for the most part, it'll be quite positive. And and I need to keep remembering to look that way. So I do apologise for that. Yeah, there we go. All right, well, let me know what you think, guys. Let me give me some feedback if you like. If you think it looks good, if the light looks okay, a lot better. Hopefully it will do. Sound should be the same still, of course. But yeah, let me know if the video footage seems any better as well. Hopefully that will be better also. So there we go. Yeah. So onwards and upwards, I guess they say. Okay, guys, I'll see you in my next review, I guess. As I say, leave a comment or free. Always good to hear from you. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, subscribe, like my videos, all this, that, and the other. You probably would have done that if you haven't. Feel free to do it, or don't if you don't want to. But obviously, it's great if you do. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye for now. Oh, and I did mention before, I don't get paid for videos. If I ever do get paid for a video for some reason, or someone sent me something, a company, whatever, then I will obviously mention it. And but that's true as of this recording. So, but I can't see that changing anytime soon. Okay, thanks again, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.